this on? Did I leave the hot plate on?
Hot mic.
Hot mic.
Hot mic. Hot mic. Yeah, we are on, and we are moving on to something hopefully delicious.
Hopefully.
I may have had some of this.
I'm
Now I'm doing you. I'm Keith right now. I may have had some of this.
Well,
at
I
some
usually
point.
say right up front.
I
had this last.
I have had some of this.
Oh, okay. There we
had
go.
some of this.
There we go.
But we are nothing if not always excited for a new bourbon.
Yes.
Okay.
I had to make sure
That I
I'm
said
nothing.
did
if
everything.
Not, okay. Is it, yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
It
that
all
fits.
checks out.
Yeah. It does to carry the two. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right, that worked.
Okay.
I don't even want to waste any time for this. Give it a shot. We have a bourbon. It's from I've had something else previously from them, but we have not podcasted on it at all, done anything in that vein. Okay. But this is the first version of this.
Okay.
For this, give it a shot.
What?
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith. Yeah.
We don't have to keep doing that the rest of the show.
Yeah, no, let's not do that.
Please no.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage that we're about today is the Four Roses Small Batch Bourbon.
Yes. This
Not
is
four rosés.
No. We made it to a rosé. Actually, rosé was last week.
That's right.
Rosé is my brother. No.
That's right.
Rosé was last week. Yeah, this is the Four Roses Small Batch Bourbon. This was something last week we had finished off our bottle of Jefferson, which we love, and I did not have any other bourbon in the house, and my wife has kind of become a bit of a bourbon enjoyer.
Okay.
We'll get
bourbon head.
We'll get more onto that in a second.
Okay.
And she was like, "Oh, we should get another bottle." I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's go get something." I was like, "That's great." Like anytime, you know this. Anytime your significant other is even mildly interested in something, at least for us, alcohol-wise, you would literally like walk across like
that's a big green light. Let's go. Let's go.
You jump on that. You could have been like just worked a 24-hour shift. You'd be about to like just pass out, but you'd be like,
huh?
We will
What?
go to. We will
Okay.
go to. It's almost like the Cheers. I'll take you.
I'll take you.
You. I will immediately get you to wherever you need to go so that we can get this thing.
Let's do that.
It's a great shared experience.
Absolutely.
But anyway, so we went down to one of our local large alcohol places, beverage houses.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say your
Beverages
wine
and
closet
more type places. And so we went in there. We actually were looking for gin at the time, and which we did find. If you need two selections for gin, 209 is always amazing if you can find it.
Absolutely.
And it's called number 209 gin. And then the other one that's great is Magellan, which is one we podcasted on a long time ago. If you go to AboutBeverages.com, go in the archives, you will see us talking about that. That one is fantastic. It's French.
Will they see us talking about that, or will they just hear us?
I don't know.
I think that might be
You
that
can let
long
us
ago.
know,
Or was
in
that
the comments
original?
down below.
Yeah, it might be part of our original. If not, it may have been something we did later. I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
We'll have to check it out.
I hope it's a visual because it is a beautiful blue color because they use iris petals in the gin. It's not like a fake food coloring or whatever, and it's fantastic. I always forget about it because they only have it at certain stores, and whenever I buy it and then make a martini with it, I'm like, oh my God, I forget about how good this one is. I probably shouldn't talk about it because the last time we talked about Hendrick's several years ago, that's gone way up in price. Thankfully, some things we talk about go down in price. What's gone down in price recently that we have talked about?
The Hop Slam.
The Hop Slam. We have talked about the Hop Slam, saying it is not bad, but there are a lot of other things at that price range that are much better. Guess what? When you were at the store recently, what did the price do?
It went down to $14 a six pack because it was $20, right?
It was $20.
Yeah,
it's come down $6.
It's gone, and it could be because it's got some age on it by now, and they've just like the same thing. Well, we're getting off topic here, but
that's okay.
The Dogfish Head, 100. I've never seen so much 120-minute.
I have not either. That used to be behind the counter, like secret, like you can have one bottle. Like I see 4-packs.
There were 4-packs here. There were 4-packs here. There were single bottles everywhere. I was like,
I'm going to separate these two things though, because Dogfish 120, delicious.
Yes.
Still a little. It's very pricey.
Yes.
It's not for the faint of heart.
No.
You see a 12-ounce bottle and it's $10.
Yes.
That's pricey.
If you're going to be there, I got the 10% coupon. That'll work for that.
Oh, that would. I have to look and see how many I have. I always try and keep about 2 to 3 in the house because that's another thing. That's another thing I've all of a sudden, like I've been doing stuff or playing games, so it's my fault. And all of a sudden I come out and I'm like, wait, there's an empty bottle of Dogfish 120 here. How'd this happen? And my wife will be like, I had it. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm glad. That's awesome. Like, that's great. And then this was happened like a year ago. Then all of a sudden, 2 days later, there's another empty. I'm like, wait a minute. Stop. I didn't buy these all just for you.
Well, they Dogfish Head must have caught wind of that.
They probably did.
They amped up production. They ramped it up. So
it's the Rachel portion they're putting out there. But anyway, like I said,
Rachel's Reserve.
Yeah, Reserve Dogfish 120. But anyway, so we went to the store, looking at different things, and we were actually looking at the Four Roses single barrel, which was the one that she had read about. And she's like, oh, this one sounds really good. And it's like, and that one's around like $45, $46 or whatever. And I was like, okay, that sounds. I was like, wow, it's a little more than I was initially thinking. And so then we started looking, and we found this one, the small batch. This one's around 33. This one's actually a blend of 4 different of their aging processes. You know, they kind of went through. This one tastes good. This one tastes good. They made a blend out of 4 different bourbons that they create. So then this is the sad part to me. We come home and she's, like a little bit later, oh yeah, let's have some bourbon. Great. I'm getting out of the glass and she's pouring soda into a glass.
Oh no.
And she's about to make a bourbon and
oh no
with and so this is kind of the question for if you were following us on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, if you're here for the live show by any chance, and if you're in chat, or if you want to leave a comment below, what is the price threshold where you are mixing a bourbon into either a soda or another beverage? It could be a Manhattan. Maybe that one, the threshold might be higher because that's kind of more about the focus on that thing. But anyway, here's what I was happy with. Like we always used to say with coffee, when people would start like, oh, and they grab coffee and they immediately put cream and sugar in it. And we were always like, just at least take a sip first, try it. Right. Maybe eventually you'll like it that way better. Right. Or even if not, just taste what originally the thing has to offer. And then if you feel you need to add something, I'm not happy about it, but I'm not going to stand in your way. And at least she did that. She's like, oh, and she took a sip of it and liked it. And actually the other day had some of it.
Nice.
Neat, as they say. But she has also still put it in cola. So actually, I think the physicist, Dr. Pepper.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, that is a good question. Like I said, for anyone that happens to be in chat or anything like that, or a comment below, what is your threshold? Like where I will like this is a really good bourbon. This is good. Okay, if I'm at this price point, I'm not putting this into.
As long as
mixing it with anything else.
As long as the flavor matches the price point. I guess if you bought something and you were like kind of like, this isn't what I thought. Well,
yeah, in theory, as it goes up, like when we've liked other things like Whistle Pig. We've not gotten a podcast on that because that's expensive. At some point, maybe we will, but we have not. I would not, if I saw, I would tackle someone to the ground if they saw them pouring that with a soda, as would you. There's no way in heck you would let anyone at that price point and that flavor deliciousness, would you let that happen? So anyway, interesting question for that. So this is what we've got. We've got the Four Roses bourbon. And as we always do happen to like, and by like, that usually means me, Mr. Collins.
Oh, there he is.
Look, I think he's actually snorted some of the bourbon because it's a little lower than I think I even had taken out of there. I have had a little bit of this, but my wife has had even more. Some mixed, some not so much. Mr. Collins, can we have that? Can we have that?
Release the Four Roses.
Release the Four Roses. I like that. All right. It's always the same. It's just a shame.
That's all.
That's all. All right. All right. So Four Roses bourbon.
Four Roses.
Pretty highly regarded, award-winning in all their different forms. Like I said, I'd like to try some of their other stuff. This one's 90 proof. That was the other thing that did slightly turn me off to the single barrel. Not that I'm against it, but that one was getting to 100 and change proof.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm not. I have not found a lot of single barrel where they're getting to that high a proof that I have been able to appreciate, because they're usually very hot. Because we've tried Bullet had like a special reserve that I got for Joe for his birthday.
I saw that the other day.
And we tried that because that's like around like 115 or 120 proof.
Okay.
And that was like, oh, this one's like an approachable, like, and it was still pretty hot, would you say?
Yeah.
Alcohol wise.
Yep.
Knob Creek does a single barrel, which I've had. That's again like 125-ish proof. I had to mix that one a little bit, or at least I think I actually put a little bit of a splash of water into that one because that was a little much. There's that.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, thank you.
I know.
I don't know where that
we
came
are
from.
going southern Mississippi, Kentucky bourbon country here, so when you kiss someone for serious, it's kind of scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The Cheers references. Bottle's still. I can't put the bottle over here. Nope, it's still too tall. Okay, it's going on the ground.
Phil can watch it for us if you want.
Phil could have watched it for us. So, I poured more of that than I thought, but okay, I'll drink it.
It won't go to waste.
No, it will not go to waste.
So I'm guessing you must like this one a little. Foreshadowing.
I don't mean to give anything away, but
Foreshadowing. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Oh, that actually with it in front of my shirt. But yeah, that's just got a nice.
Actually pretty good. Let's hold it in front of Keith's shirt.
just got
just a nice honey color.
The nice, the
honey
color,
gold.
the color of bourbon.
Yeah, the color of bourbon. That's the other Tom Cruise movie.
The color. Yeah. That smells nice. It's got some nice sweetness to it.
Little hint of Walter Payton. Is that what you're saying?
Some
sweetness?
No, not that's
no,
not that kind of sweetness.
Not that kind of sweetness. Okay.
Get that little kiss of oak from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
caramely.
There's a nice brown sugar,
there's some
caramely
caramel.
kind of aroma.
Yeah,
I really like the aroma. I was as soon as I opened it, like I said, when we had bought it, I was like, "Wow, that smells really good."
Maybe it's just definitely there's some caramel, nice caramel notes there.
A little bit of heat, but
nothing,
nothing ridiculous. Like I said, this one, I don't know if I said the proof. I think it's right around 90-ish proof. 90 and change.
A touch of maybe some kind of fruit, but nothing. Just a little sweet kind of. Besides the caramel.
Okay.
There's another. Caramel butter. I was gonna say buttery, but that's caramel. Nutty, butter, creamy. Yeah, that
but all of those
great.
Things, if people aren't
Yep. They're all in there.
Shall we do the best part?
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay.
Some spicy heat on the front of the tongue.
Yeah, there's some liveliness on the front of the tongue.
That's all right there. Everything else beyond that is just smooth.
Yeah, really good warmth going down too. Like I said, I know, which is kind of silly. It's a harder alcohol, but like I said, some hit you more than others. This one did a little bit too.
It's
every
very
time
focused.
I've had it.
It's just very. It's. I like it because it's not everywhere. It's just spice, smooth caramel, heat.
Yeah, the caramel, and it's very all middle of the tongue too. Yeah, like it doesn't spread out too far. Doesn't super like it. Like sometimes you get stuff where it's like your mouth really starts watering or going crazy. Or this is just a nice river right down the middle of your palate.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I was very happy with this purchase. And then even more so, I was like, if you put this in soda again. No, I'm just kidding.
That'd be funny.
No, because I hope when it's gone, then we try something else.
I
guess that's the only upside to it.
I haven't had Jack Daniels in forever, or even the regular wild turkey or something that you might be okay mixing with. It'd be interesting to.
I would go a little higher on that threshold. Like for me, the lower end, not even lower end, but I'm fine with. I don't know. For some reason, other than unless I'm making a Manhattan or something that is a bourbon sour, whiskey sour. If you're making something that is the platform is for the bourbon to shine with throwing in some other flavors, I'm good with that.
Right. Oh yeah.
If you're just putting it in other things, that's when it's. I mean, if you're just. I want to mix this with something.
Right.
Like I said, I know that's why people do that with Jack Daniels and all that other kind of stuff. Like I said, but that to me, I don't buy those things because for me, I'd rather have an ounce of something, sip it, enjoy it, get everything it has to offer.
I'm saying if you wanted something though to mix with,
I would go Bullet then. I mean, you're talking $20 for a bottle of Bullet, and Bullet is very good. And I actually would even have that neat. I think that's a decent bourbon to have neat. And then mixing it, I don't feel guilty. Right. Even Jefferson's around. That one's gotten a little more. Like I said, I think we've talked about that one too much. That one's 28 now.
Well, we did the wild turkey, the 101 one time. Didn't we do that? We did something, I thought, for a podcast.
Did we do the Maker's 46?
And we've done the Maker's. That's okay. And I'm not sure what that runs, but that's
in the 30s, I think. This one's like it said literally is I saw it again. It's like 33.
Okay.
For this one, so
yeah, the bullet though, that's a good call, because it is good by itself, and it would be one I would
that to me
be
is
happy
the one
to
like
mix.
I want a mixer, but something decent in my home bar. I pick that, and then once I start getting above, for me, 25, 26, like that's something I want to be like. This is good that I want to have it mostly straight. Maybe if I'm making a Manhattan or something like that, where that's you know. But again, I want that item still to be the star of the show.
Yeah,
and maybe that's why I don't understand vodka. Vodka is like, I like all this other flavor, and I just kind of happen to want to get tipsy from it. Right. Whereas for me, I'm fine with that. Like I don't mind if like you want to. I mean, like that's not a bad. Like if you're like, I want to feel a little loopy, or like that's fine. Like so, but I want to get something else. I want to get flavor out of it. Like that's, and I don't know. Maybe I'm weird.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about that. So not about you being weird, but
you saw how my mind works last week if you watched the podcast. Yeah. So
Tortuga.
Actually, I guess if you were watching the live show, I should say I edited it out of the actual thing that went.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I didn't watch that one yet.
Oh, I see how it is. Even my own brother can't even watch my own stuff.
No, of course.
I see how it is. Well, I definitely like this one quite a bit.
Very good.
You seem fairly happy with it as well.
Oh yeah, very very nice, very easy sipping. And you and I usually don't. I try not to add water or put on the rocks or anything like that.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, there's something that's so amazingly strong and hot that you have to. But this is nice.
And for that, then I recommend like a whiskey stone. Like I like those kind of things where it's like you want to just add a little chill, which then can kind of cut down on that heat, but then you're not diluting your flavors.
Yeah.
That's speaking of Fitz. That was always a Fitz thing. Like, remember, I don't want to dilute my flavors.
Right.
It's like if you have to do that, buy something else.
Right.
Yep. Enjoy something else. So, anyway, if you enjoyed this beverage review along with all the other random commentary that we talked about, head out to the website AboutBeverages.com where you can find more of this. And like, I don't know, how many years have we been doing this? The podcast in
2009, I think.
It's like,
9 years?
It's like 9 years worth of stuff.
We had a
2-year hihiatus, but now we're back in full swing.
We didn't stop drinking. We just stopped actually talking about it.
We just kind of were trying to refigure out. Life got in the way. And
we were waiting for Twitch to catch up.
Yeah, Twitch was what we were
had
looking
to come
for.
along.
Now we have the venue we needed.
That's right.
So anyway, we are very happy that anyone that does hang out with us at twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, we are there every Thursday night at 7 o'clock, trying different things, talking with chat, enjoying everyone, and listening to everything that they are trying as well, which is the big thing.
That's right.
And but if you want to know what we're having throughout the week, you can always head to Twitter. We are on there as well. And anything social media. Subscribe to YouTube, to anything else. What else? Untapped.
Instagram? No, wait.
We do a little bit on Instagram. I haven't done as much on Instagram.
Yeah.
Not as much. I know that's the big thing. Maybe that's more of like the millennial thing.
Could be.
I'm past that. I'm past millennial by quite a bit. But, as we always say, whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot.